This is a subject that I've always wanted to talk about, but it just doesn't happen. And I am making a video of it. Or want to get to know me more? Well, here's one of them. So back around 2013, I used to be in the modding community for GTA San Andreas. My first mod I created and published online was in May 2013, called Evil SpongeBob. I was 13 at the time and I had no experience with coding. So what I did was I copied someone else's homework but replaced that character with SpongeBob. At the time, I thought that was very hard work just because I was a beginner and less experienced. And when I look back at it now, it just looks lazy and stupid. The reason why I say lazy is obviously because I just plagiarized someone else and then just placed a little bit of different detail to it. But also the mod involved replacing an NPC, which was the man in the underpants. I'm quite surprised people still do myth mods as of today and they use NPCs as placeholders instead of actually making like actual NPCs just based on mods instead of replacing the actual NPCs in the game, if that makes any sense. Imagine you're walking around Los Santos and you just saw Leatherface walking along the street as a mortal, and then when you try to shoot him, he will just run away because obviously it's just an NPC impersonating a killer. Then later, I made a Myths mod about 2 weeks after the release of the SpongeBob mode in May 2013. And this was somewhat fun, but again, I didn't exactly do much. I just copied people's mods and then just changed the skin. For example, I would take a Bigfoot mod from someone and then I'll place Bigfoot with Chucky, let's say. And then it'll be like, yep, that's it, all done. But I'm quite surprised people actually like these mods because I was kind of expecting I was going to get a lot of criticism for how lazy and stupid they were. Like Slender Man in the airport. Like, what is this? What come to my mind to make this? Then around 2014, I was named in a different username called Mr. Applejuice. And I made a mod that was somewhat still copying someone's clear mod with a few modifications. So I was someone that was still trying to learn how to use Sunny Builder. And the mod I made, which was again a Myths mod, was Suicide Mouse. It takes place in this castle next to the pyramids. I also want to point out that I did actually try at the time. The skins, I've edited them. I used paint, by the way, so obviously they look quite cheap and pixelated, but I still thought it was cool and something to be proud of. And what makes this mod my favorite compared to the other mods I made is that it involves a mysterious phone call when you enter the location. So when you walk at that location, the trigger kicks in where CJ picks up the phone and then you just see some dialogue at the bottom saying we are going to find you and blah blah blah, and then you get the NPCs just spawning in location. And I should mention this mod was inspired by Gameo XD, who made the bestest myth mod in the whole world, and nothing can beat theirs. Their mod is got about 117 different killers across the whole map, involving Godzilla, King Kong, massive upgrades to Area 51 and etc. Like, it completely just gave the whole game a complete overhaul. And I was like, you know what? Even if this dude does a very good job at making these mods, I feel like I could just make my own ones, right? But this person's literally done everything better than anyone else on the whole internet platform, because they had done a very great job. Back to the mods. So from time to time, because the last time I published a mod in the GTA community was in December 2014, which is the Suicide Mouse mod, I've never posted ever again. During the time of my absence, I've actually been testing things out on Sunny Builder, which is the app used to make mods and then code and such. And it's actually a lot of fun, but it's very complicated because you could mess up one little number and then the whole mod just crashes and makes the game crash as well. And sometimes your codes look like they're all accurate and correct, but then when you try them in game, it doesn't function properly. If I was into doing GTA mods as of today, should I do mods for GTA 5, which I literally have no experience of, and make myth mods on there? Or go back to GTA San Andreas and make the biggest myth mod ever that involves no plagiarism whatsoever? As of right now, I do have experience with coding, so it is likely possible that I could do this without looking up any mod. The only parts I look at mods is how exactly, like, what code did they use to play music in the background, or what code did they use to make the killer be immune to fire or from drowning. But it takes time, and it's easy to mess up a code and then just crash the whole game. But it's like, will anyone want to see, as of right now in 2024, would anyone want to see a miss mod of my own version? I've put my old mods in the description in case anyone wants to check them out. Personally, they're not very good, but if you like them, that's great.